नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादं सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखां। See, if you don't do Mangalacharan, you will not get blessings of the acharyas. Without the blessings of acharyas, don't expect studying Bhagavad Gita. What is the use of studying Bhagavad Gita if you don't chant the Mangalacharan? Not to do like this. Chant again. Chant from the beginning all of you. Chant. Where is Mangalacharan? Do you know where is Mangalacharan? Show him. So without studying Mangalacharan, without memorizing Mangalacharan, forget Bhagavad Gita. You don't enter on this. Om Adhyānatimirāndhasya Jnānanjana-śalākaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Nathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitamscha. Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namaste Takta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Voice echoes. Let me put that. We'll bring the this here. Very good music. I have to connect that. Yes. No, लंबा मत कर। ये तो बात है। नहीं तो लिया नहीं। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। So we are going to do now 21st verse onwards. Bhakta Vatsalata of Govinda has been described. In the Bhakta Vatsalata of Govinda, Arjuna is telling Krishna, because here from the we will be going till 20th verse we have done the signs of victory of war. Now 21st verse onwards we see till 27th verse. It is Bhakta Vatsalata of Govinda. How Krishna is mother. He is mother for Pandavas also, he is mother for Kauravas also. That means he is mother for those who are accepting Krishna, he is mother for those who are not accepting Krishna also. Like there is a child who is not accepting his parents. So, will the parents reject the child? No. Child is always a child for the mother and father. The father and mother always remain the parents. In the same way, Krishna is father, mother, aham bija pradapitaha, Krishna says. So Krishna says, I am Mata, I am Dhata, everything. So even for those atheists who don't accept Krishna, Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Krishna is father, Krishna is mother. Now let us see what Arjuna says. Arjuna vacha senayorubayor madhye ratham stapyam mechita yavadeta niriksheham yodukamanavasthitan kaimaya sah yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. First chapter 21 and 22. Chant na along with me. And I am chanting, all of you also should chant na. Arjuna vacha senayorubayor madhye ratham stapyam mechuta yavadeta niriksheham yodukamanavasthitan kaimaya sah yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. Senayorubayor madhye ratham stapyamechita yavadetan niriksheham yodukamanavasthitan kaimaya sah yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. Whenever there is a third verse, third line, to understand that line signifies the two lines, upper two lines. Now what is it? Senayoru bhayoru madhye. Take the chariot. Ratham sthapya. Take the chariot in between the two armies. Ratham sthapya. Sthapya means stationary. In between two armies. Senayoru bhayoru madhye. Ubhayo. Ubhayo madhye. Madhye means what? In between. Sthapya. Station the chariot. Oh Achyuta. Now who is commanding whom? Arjuna is telling to Krishna, take my chariot in between the two armies. That means he's a driver, no? Krishna is Sarathi, no? Krishna is a driver. But even though Krishna is a driver, he is Achyuta. Why is Achyuta? Achyuta name is very much important. Even though he is commanded like a driver, but still he is not an ordinary driver, he is Achyuta. And the meaning of Achyuta is one who never falls down from his position. That is why Achyuta has been. Like mother washes the underwears of the children. Ask every mother. She has done all the menial tasks for the child. But still mother never loses her position. Mother never loses the position.
In the same way, even though Krishna has taken the role of a charioteer, still he will never fall down from his position. Charioteer means, now see in the warfare. Now how will the driver is sitting here and the king is behind. The king has to command, go to the right, go to the left. How will he say that? Because the sound is so much, how will he say? So that is why there is a provision here. What is the provision? The behind the king or whoever is sitting behind, what they will do, they will place their feet on the shoulders of the driver. Just see what the position Arjuna has got. Arjuna is placing the feet on the shoulder of Krishna, and then pressing the right to show that you have to go to the right, pressing left to say that you can go to the. So what a position Arjuna has got, he is placing the feet on the shoulder of Krishna. He has got that position. Now when he is getting that position, now comparison is there. Sometimes a child kicks the mother's breast while drinking the milk with the feet, but still mother never loses the position. In the same way, even though Arjuna is placing the feet on Krishna's shoulders, Krishna's position is not lost. Arjuna is always the child. Achyutaha. Yavadetta nirikshana. Why take the chariot in between two armies? So that I can see. I want to look. What do you want to look? Krishna can ask. Aham, I want to look upon. Yodhukamanavastitan. I want to see who are those people who are desiring to fight with me. And sometimes we are so nice to everyone, but somebody is very cruel to us. Then the time you feel, I want to see who are really cruel. Okay, I know this person is cruel, but there are so many people who have joined such cruel team. Then you feel, who are those people? And Arjuna knows also that Duryodhana is very envious, but he wants to see such a big Narayani Sena. That means those who have taken his side. Who are all those people who are desiring to fight? Kairmaya sahayodhavyam. Who are all those people who want to fight with me? Because he is completely surprised. I have not done anything bad to anyone. Sometimes it happens. Some people take a lot of supports and there is innocent person, everybody attacks him. Then somebody thinks, hey, what is this innocent person is thinking? I have never done any harm to anyone. Why so much cruelty unto me? Asmin rana samudyame. So in this way, in this great trial of arms, there are so many people who have joined the hands of Duryodhana. I want to see who are all those people who have desire to. So in this way here, the name Achyuta is very, very important. Name Achyuta. You are all reading the purpose at home. You should read the purpose at home. Just don't open the book on Sundays and close the book on Sundays. Open the book on Mondays also, other days also, and see the purpose which Srila Prabhupada says. Prabhupada says why Krishna is called as Achyuta. Because one of the meaning of Achyuta is infallible. What is the meaning? Infallible. That means nobody can destroy the supremacy of Lord. Krishna never falls down from his position, even though he may become a charity. Krishna took the chappals on the head of Nanda Baba. Nanda Baba told, bring my slippers, he carried. So it doesn't mean that Krishna has lost his position. When Yudhishthira was performing Raj Suya Yagya, at that time, all the jhutan was removed by Krishna. Such menial task was done by Krishna. But do you think he has lost his position? That is why he is Achyuta. So here, every name of Krishna, whenever it's coming in the verses, it signifies that verse. So the relationship of Krishna and his, Srila Prabhupada says, the relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transparent. And what is that sweet relationship? The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord. Then what Lord is doing? Lord is also seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotees. So that is the relationship between Krishna and devotees. If devotees want to serve Krishna, equally Krishna wants to serve. There is always a competition between Krishna and the devotees. Who serves whom the best? Yes, perfectly true. That is why first one should understand what is devotion. Devotion is complete surrenderance. When you surrender to Krishna, Krishna surrenders to you. Krishna binds you. Krishna, you are bound, you bind Krishna. You are bound to Krishna and Krishna is bound to you. Krishna can be bound by the devotees. That is why devotion is not freely given to everyone. Because Krishna knows that devotees can bind Krishna. Bind Krishna in the heart. That is why devotion is not so freely given. Thousands will come. Out of the thousands, maybe one will take up. Out of again those thousands, one will take up your devotion. Out of 10 lakhs, one becomes a devotee. Yes, Prabhuji?
This is the spiritual platform. It's vice versa. It's peace.
Bhakti is on the spiritual platform.
Huh?
What is material life?
The material life, this devotees, they suffer from miseries and
devotees, if they are suffering from miseries, they are not devotees. If we say, like Srila Prabhupada, somebody told Srila Prabhupada, the devotee is crying. Prabhupada says, it's not a devotee. Simple. If you say this devotee is suffering from the misery, if he is a devotee, he will not suffer. Even though there may be superficially many sufferings, superficially, but he will not suffer. Like Sudama was poor. For us, he is poor, but Sudama was never poor. Sudama, when his wife told, take this rice and go, he said, go and ask something from Krishna. You don't know, you give something, I'll go and give to Krishna. So, like Prahlad Maharaj. Technically, we see, oh, Prahlad Maharaj was given so much of suffering by his father. But Prahlad Maharaj is always engrossed in chanting the holy name. So outwardly it may seem the devotees are suffering. But ask a devotee, if he is a pure devotee, he will say, I am not suffering. He says, this is an opportunity for me, which is given, so that I can chant Krishna's name very nice. Like Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was bitten by Daksha, a snake. And he was told, there is only 7 days left for you. What did Parikshit Maharaj do? He sat on the banks of Ganga and started hearing Bhagavatam. So misery and all these things are materialistic terms. So if we say a devotee, if he is a devotee, for him there is nothing material. Simple. If he is a devotee, there is nothing material. Everything is in the service of Krishna. Material world, where is material world? It is within the spiritual world only, no? Like once, Birbal told to Akbar, you are greatest king. You are greater than even God also. I think I told this. You are greater than even God also. Then Akbar told, see, चने के झाड़ पे मत चढ़ाओ, प्रूव करके दिखाओ नहीं तो गले उड़ा दो. नहीं, you're सचमुच, you're greater than God. He said, how is it proved? He said, you can throw anybody out of your kingdom. God cannot do that. Because everything belongs to him. Which kingdom is there which is separate from Krishna? Everything belongs to him. So even this material world is also a part of the spiritual world only. It is our material conception. Yes, material world is not false. It is temporary. True. Jiva Shakti, Kala Shakti enters and different manifestations, different bodies according to our karmas. Now, but when we have got this opportunity to chant the holy name, take it. Not that everybody gets a chance to chant the holy name. When you have got it, take it. Guru Krishna Prasad Paye Bhakti Rata Bija. Brahmanda Brahmiti Kona Bhagyavani Jivati. In Brahmanda, so many people are wandering. There's a dog also wandering. There's a human also who is wandering. So, transcendental knowledge is not just limited. Okay, 1 year diploma course over. No. It is only, it is eternal. Even though 100 times we will be studying, the 101 time it will be newer knowledge. It is not restricted. Krishna is Ananta. Krishna's Leela is Ananta. Even though first verse I may chant 100 times, 101st time, it should be a new, it is a newer knowledge.
It means that this now about you also remain with the chanting.
Yes, yes, always.
Pray for Krishna and
Always be eager to take the instructions. It is not just 1 year or 2 years. It is Janma Janma. It is not just one Janma. Janma Janma. This transcendental knowledge, till we don't realize it, it is not just knowledge. It should be realization of the knowledge. It is not just Jnana. It is Vijnana. For some, it may take just one lifetime to have perfection. But it may take thousands and thousands of lifetimes. So that one lifetime to have perfection, how many lifetimes he has spent? He has spent. That is why it is a process.
how are you pleased to find what was it with
So it's not material life, no? It is day-to-day life. Yeah, day-to-day. The devotees are also doing day-to-day. Now see, day-to-day, what you do day-to-day, sleeping, eating, mating, different. Is it? A particular activity, whatever you say. But you connect everything to Krishna. Is it not bhakti? When you are cooking, now cooking processes is done by a materialistic person and a devotee also. He cooks for Krishna. You say, plate is as it is, it's only. No, Krishna eats. Krishna eats. Till I understand Krishna eats, till the time I cannot call myself devotee. Krishna is a person. As much as I am a person, Krishna is a person. And there is a relationship between the Jiva and Krishna. And what is the relationship? We are all servants of Krishna. So when before having anything, first I have to offer to Krishna. If I don't do that, I am a thief, Krishna says. If a Jiva doesn't give to Krishna, he is a thief. Simple, stay around. Anyone can become Krishna conscious. It is not restricted to Hindus. All over universal. The word comes universal. Krishna consciousness is universal. Srila Prabhupada went to West. What was his age at the time? 69. 69th year he was in the ship. At the time till 80, Srila Prabhupada was practically roaming along the world, establishing Krishna consciousness, giving Krishna consciousness to everyone. Those people who were there with Srila Prabhupada in the West, they were not some Brahmins or they were not knowing anything. Hippies, but hippies became happies. So it became easy. So Krishna consciousness is not restricted to particular caste or creed. Krishna consciousness is dependent on how much faith you have in Krishna's teachings. When Krishna has given instructions, how much faith we have. Krishna says, every jiva is my amsha. Every jiva is my part and parcel. Amsha. So then that means every jiva has a relationship with Krishna. So every jiva should understand that. For understanding that, we require a spiritual teacher, a spiritual master. Till we don't get spiritual master, impossible to understand Bhagavad Gita. That is why it is coming through the discipline succession. Then Krishna says, then here Arjuna says, that please take my chariot in between the two arms. So it says, since he is master, everyone is under his order, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is infallible master in all circumstances. So who can order him? Not that, okay, let me test. Really, he does not want. Really, he does not want. If you test, Krishna will not do. It so happened. Once Adi Shankaracharya told, Vedas are true. What are Vedas? The words which come from the mouth of Krishna. The Vedas actually emanate from the breath of Krishna. What comes from the mouth of Krishna is Bhagavad Gita. So from the breath of Krishna, Vedas emanate. Vedas has all the knowledge, complete knowledge. So now Adi Shankaracharya told, Vedam Satyam. What did he say? Vedam Satyam. His student had a doubt. Is it? Vedam Satyam. He went on the top of the temple and said, Vedam Satyam, I'm going to fall from here. If I jump from here, not fall, I'll jump from here, then I should not get hurt. If Vedam is Satyam. If Veda is true, I should not get hurt. Vedam Satyam, jump. He got all hurt. Limping, he came to Shankaracharya. What is this? You told Vedam is Satyam. I tested. What you say is wrong. Adi Shankaracharya lifted. Went to the same place from where he jumped. Vedam Satyam dropped. Whatever he got hurt, that also became cured. Everything got cured. Then this person said, "No, I'm cured. How is it that even I told the same thing?" He told, "You added if." You added doubt. If Veda is truth, I should not get hurt. So there is even a tinge of doubt. That is not pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means avashya rakshive Krishna. This should go completely in our consciousness. And it takes birth after birth, janma after janma. It is not so easy to even understand avashya rakshive Krishna. It's not so easy to become fearless. A dog is there, then we get afraid. Lizard is there, I get afraid. It's not so easy to become fearless. It's not so easy to be immune to the criticisms. So many criticisms. Somebody comes and slaps. So many things happen. It's not so easy. Even speaking is very easy, but it's not so easy to even realize. It's not so easy. It's not so easy to even realize. Sometimes you may get something to eat. Sometimes you may not get anything to eat. But the pure devotees are not bothered. Like if you see Madhavendra Puri, the Rupa Goswamis, all the Goswamis, you see their charitra, be surprised. 2 days may once they'll take this much chas. It's not so easy to have that type of consciousness. It takes janma. But what we are attempting is, at least we are trying to know how the small children, they try to walk, how they walk. Toddlers, what do you call that word? Toddlers. They walk, they fall. So we are all toddlers. So at that time, if we think, can I really run like this? The athletes, people, how they run so fast they run. So now a child is thinking, is this possible? We have not practiced. We have to practice. To run so fast, we have to practice. And to run that much fast, how many times a person would have fallen? How many times would have fallen? So miseries are nothing but the situations created so that we can have more faith in Krishna. So miseries are actually a wonderful situation where Krishna tests the sincerity and gravity of a devotee. How much sincere he is, how much grave he is. And it's not so easily given also. Krishna knows. Then Krishna provides more facilities. Sometimes through facilities, more Shraddha comes. And when Krishna says now, so it is like Krishna knows how much facility to be given, how much to withdraw, when to be given. In the initial only you will withdraw everything, then whatever so-called small Shraddha also came, that also will go. Ganesha is better than this Krishna. अरे वो दुर्गा तो बहुत अच्छा, दुर्गा के पास जाओ सब फटाफट. There is a Devi Devata circle. So that if you have any material desire, better go to Devi Devatas. Better go. Then somebody can ask, then if we have material desire, can we not come to Krishna? With full material desire, come to Krishna, not at all. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo jadri. Tivrena bhakti yogena ijete param. Krishna says, even if you have no desire, come to me. If you have all desires, also come to me. Even if full desire, you go to Krishna, then what happens? Krishna fulfills, but at the same time, Krishna removes that very desire to have desire. That is the greatness of Krishna. Now, Dhruv Maharaj, he went to ask a biggest kingdom, bigger than even his father, bigger than even his grandfather, bigger than even his great-grandfather. But he did a lot of tapasya. You know Dhruv Maharaj's story. He did so much of tapasya. First month he gave up this eating, that eating. Last he gave up even breathing. Just standing without even taking air. So much of tapasya at the age of 5 years, Dhruv Maharaj did. Lord appeared. Then when he looked at Lord, the very desire to have that desire went away. Lord said, no, I'm going to give you the biggest planet, that is the pole star. Drutara. Then he told, I don't want. It's all a piece of glass actually. How foolish I was. I was asking a piece of glass when I'm having a diamond before me. I'm interested in the piece of glass. So material desires are nothing but pieces of glass. And when we have Krishna, why to ask pieces of glass? Again, this is very easy to say, very difficult to, but in the due course, that is why our sadhana has been prescribed by our spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada, when he gives this schedule, wake up early in the morning, chant the holy name of Krishna. By doing this, we train our tongue. If we don't train our tongue in Krishna consciousness, and if we don't train our tongue in taking Krishna Prasad, this tongue is enough to spoil our devotion. Whole day what we'll do, we'll talk something nonsense, which has no sense. What is nonsense? Which has no sense. What we spoke yesterday, or maybe 10 years before, it has no sense. We may speak so many things, prajalpas, so many prajalpas, but those prajalpas are useless. If my talk is giving some value to my consciousness, then that talk is wonderful. If my talk is actually reducing my consciousness, better is silence. That's why Maun Vrata people do. But what is the use of Maun Vrata also? Because that inclination to speak is there. I'm not able to speak. So better is chant the holy name. So what happens is the very material desires automatically subside. Krishna's one name is Vidhu. Vidhu. Vidhunoti Vidadhati. What Krishna removes is the vices which has contaminated our consciousness. Lust, anger, greed, pride, delusion, and enviousness. So these are the things which has actually spoiled our consciousness. And then what Krishna gives is bliss. So in the starting itself, if you think of this bliss, first we have to remove these vices. That is why sadhana is. If these vices, we cannot actually appreciate the bliss in devotion. Bliss is there, but why am I not able to appreciate? Like the sweetness in the sugar is there. Why am I not able to appreciate the sweetness? Because I am afflicted by a disease known as jaundice. Simple. In the jaundice, you see, sugarcane juice is given. And the patient says, no, it both kadwa lag raha hai. But the doctor forces to take the sugarcane juice till he revives the taste. The same way, Harinam is very sweet. But still, we feel very lazy to chant. एक माला बस, दो माला बस, चार माला बस, अभी ज्यादा बोलो मत. नहीं हो रहा है, क्यों? टाइम है. टेस्ट आया अभी तक. टाइम है. We cannot say we don't have time. We have time. But taste is not there. Why taste is not there? Because still jaundice is there. And what is that jaundice? Distaste in sweetness. But then, how to remove? Taste it. Again do it. Because of previous life impressions, our thought processes goes here and there. While chanting, it goes like highway, it goes here and there. Let it. Prabhupada, somebody told Prabhupada, before chanting, actually, I don't have any thought. As soon as I sit in chanting, multiple thoughts. As soon as I sit in chanting, you need to sleep. Prabhupada said, let everything come. Even the concentration is not there. Chant, chant, chant. Like you throw arrow. Go on throwing, go on throwing, go on throwing. Then you practice. It hits in the spot where it has to be. So it is not so easy to have that appreciation for the holy name by chanting. By chanting only you sleep, by chanting only so many thoughts come. Let it come. But still, make it up with the mala. Okay, last mala, I was thinking so much. Now this mala, let me not think. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let me hear to the chanting. Let me hear to the chanting. The more we hear to the holy name, the more we concentrate in the holy name, automatically the taste will slowly rise. Then the day comes, you will not be without your japmala. You have to be with your japmala. Because wherever you go, you think, why should I speak something nonsense? Instead of that, I can chant. Even on the roads, I can chant. Even while sitting, I can chant. Everywhere I can chant. That is why japmala is actually the astra. Astra to fight the Maya. Maya drags you in this material world. If you don't have the weapon, what will happen? Wherever you go, you will see something. Oh, yeah, तो मॉल में बहुत अच्छा मिल रहा है. हाँ, यहाँ ही अच्छा मिल रहा है. Maya will drag your consciousness. Japmala will hold your consciousness. Like now the war is going on, Ukraine, and every citizen is having one astra to fight the enemy. If without astra, how can we walk on the street? Because when we walk on the street, there are so many things to distract us. Distraction is nothing but distraction from our consciousness. That is why we all have Japmala. Chant in the home, chant outside also. Chant wherever you go, any time you can chant. You can chant midnight if you're awake. If you're not able to sleep, chant. Automatically sleep. Chant. If you're not able to, if you're waking up early in the morning, you're not able to take bath, still chant. Chant. Chanting is not dependent on anything, but still we take bath and chant just to become fresh, so that we feel that freshness. But chanting is not dependent on this because our body already has Malamutra with us. But that doesn't mean that we should not follow. We have to follow why we take baths, so that we will not feel sleepy. We'll feel fresh when you have good clothes and dress properly. So early morning, one has to wake up. Early morning is meant for the chanting process. Start this. And when you do this, there are so many things which you have to do. First, at least start chanting. First is what? Start chanting. Then, after you take bath, apply Tila. And all next, first start chanting. First is chanting. Chant, chant, chant. So Prabhupada, no, I can't. Prabhupada told, what you can't? So I can't chant. Prabhupada said, you have chanted. What you can't chant? Hare Krishna. So in this way, he chanted Hare Krishna. So Krishna's name is so powerful. And Krishna is having a competition with the devotee. If devotee is serving, then Krishna also serves the devotee. The next verse. Yotsamanana veksheham sa eteka samagataha dhartarashtrasya durbuddhe yudhe priyachikirshavaha Yotsamana aveksheham. Vatsamana, avekshe. Let me see. Avekshe means let me see. Those who want to fight. Let me see. And then aveksheham. Ye ya etetra samagataha. I want to see who all have assembled here to fight. I want to see them. And then Dhartarashtrasya durbuddhe. I want to see Dhartarashtrasya. The son of Dhritarashtra is Duryodhana. He is durbuddhi. Durbuddhi means kubuddhi. Durbuddhi means very evil. Such evil-minded person is there in the fight, and there are people who are supporting him, supporting such evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. I want to see them. So when the purpose Prabhupada says, it was an open secret that Duryodhana wanted to usurp the kingdom of the Pandavas by evil plans in collaboration with his father Dhritarashtra. This collaboration word comes in companies, isn't it? Company collaborating with another company. So now here Srila Prabhupada says, even Duryodhana's plan is collaborating with whom? Dhritarashtra's plan. Because companies, they make plans. In the same way, here there are big plan makers. What they are planning? How to take the kingdom. Now what is happening in this? Russia wants to take the kingdom of Ukraine. Plans are made, na? So collaboration. That is why this word. This is not an ordinary yuddha. Wherever the fight is there, nowadays every yuddha is irreligious only. But in those times, it is dharma yuddha, to establish dharma. And there were certain etiquettes to be followed. Night time, there will be no bombarding. Unarmed soldiers will not be attacked. No, exactly opposite. Somebody is sleeping, the bomb drops. So how can you call it as a dharma? Somebody sleeps, bomb drops. Somebody is unarmed, he is shot. Children, women, they are taken care of. Now children, they are suffering, they are crying, some children are crying. And so this is not a Dharma Yuddha. Dharma Yuddha also, in the cities directly they don't attack. There is a battlefield which is separately meant for that. In that battlefield, if they conquer, then they have conquered the whole kingdom. So the kingdom is not broken or destroyed. Now just see in this war, they are breaking all the houses. Imagine if everything is broken. Onto whom a person is going to rule upon? Simple. Onto whom? This is a common sense, no? So nowadays there is no common sense. Simple, there is no common sense. If you destroy everything, there is only ruins, and you are going to become the king of the ruins. In olden days, they had brains. Vedic times, they had brains. They used to fight, they used to conquer, and the king used to rule the kingdom which had all the opulence. Now the opulence itself is destroyed. So many buildings are destroyed. Then which ruins? Now they are the king. They will only rule the ruins. They are not ruling the opulence. So in this one you can understand that modernization has only destroyed our intelligence. Consciousness is dur ki baat. Intelligence. By putting a nuclear weapon. Now the trick is there, a nuclear weapon and that and this. What is going to be achieved? Hitler also wanted to rule the whole earthly planet. Could he do that? No. He destroyed his life, he destroyed others. So this is not a Dharma Yuddha. There's no Dharma Yuddha. It's only a political movement. Whatever is happening is a political movement. Politics was there. Right from the dawn of creation, politics is there. But that politics, if employed for establishing dharma, then that politics is only. If it is not Dharma Yuddha, then that politics only ruins a person and ruins everybody connected to that person. Whatever way connection is there. What is said. All persons who had joined the side of Duryodhana must have been the birds of the same feather. It's not birds of the same feather flock together. Arjuna wanted to see on the battlefield before the fight was begun just to learn who they were, but he had no intention of proposing peace negotiations with them. It was also a fact that he wanted to see them to make an estimate of the strength which he had to see, although he was quite confident of victory because Krishna was sitting by his. So it may be told, okay, Arjuna wanted to see the strength. Sometimes one has to estimate other strength. Then how much to employ one's strength can be understood. So one may say, okay, Arjuna wanted to see the strength. Let us see. Whether it was for this reason Arjuna took Krishna in the middle of the battlefield. But anyhow, now Bhaktavatsala of Govinda is going. Sanjay Vacha Eva Mukto Rishikesho Udakeshena Bharata Senayor Bayor Madhye Sthapaitva Rathuttamam. Two names have been given, Rishikeshaha, Gudakeshaha. Rishikeshaha, Gudakeshaha. Wherever Arjuna is called in different name, Krishna is called by another name or different name. That name signifies the verse. Now, Gudakesha, Rishikesha. Let us take this word Gudakesha. Guda, A, Ka, Isha. Write down. Guda, A, Ka, Isha. Isha is Shiva. A is Brahma. Sorry, A is Vishnu. Ka is Brahma. Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva. A, Ka, Isha. Keshava. Name comes Keshava. You should not put your fingers in your mouth and touch the Bhagavad Gita. Haribol Bhagavan Prabhu. Bhagavan Prabhu. Stop doing this. Take some water. Keep some water bottle with you. So A refers to Vishnu. Ka refers to Brahma, Isha refers to Shiva. And good refers to good, Jaggery, Jaggery. Now, there's a nice story behind this. It so happened in the rule of Yudhishthir, one of the Brahmin, like Brahmin state, very nice pious Brahmin. The wife of the Brahmin was giving birth to the child, and the child used to stay for some moment, and the child used to die. And it so happened many children were lost. At that time, this Brahmin told, "We have not done any sinful activity. Nor our king is also sinful." They said, if the king is sinful, then also that sins goes to the prajas. So they said, our king is also not sinful. We are also not sinful. Why is it that we are getting this so much of punishment? Child is born, child is lost, child is born, child is lost. They went to Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Arjuna told. Arjuna came in Josh. Arjuna always comes in Josh. And told, I am going to take care of your house. I'll see that who enters and who kills your child. It's not killing, but who takes away your child. I will see that. I will safeguard your house. Then if it doesn't happen, and if the child dies, if I am present, I'm safeguarding your house. And even if any evil entity enters, then takes the child, then I will jump in fire. Without consulting Krishna, Dhadam karke he has taken a vow. What is it vow? I will jump in fire. If the child is born and the child is dead, then I will give up my life. Now the Brahmani is again pregnant. Now the Brahmani is giving birth. The day has come. She's going to give birth to the child. Arjuna is taking care of that. Is guarding the house. At least the other children is to stay for some 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Now this child, as soon as born, died. Krishna appeared. As per your vow, you should go and jump in the fire. Then Krishna was chastising him. Arjuna, without asking me, don't take such vows. Then he said, actually, what is the reason? He said, come, I'll take you. So Krishna takes him to Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, who is there? Narayana is there. And you say, who is Krishna? Who is Narayana then? Krishna's expansion is Narayana. And on the Shesha of Narayana, there were so many babies sitting. All the babies actually were taken by whom? Narayana. Just because he wanted to see Krishna and Arjuna together. It is said, the sweet relationship of Krishna and Arjuna is hankered to be seen even by Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. What can be the most sweet relationship where Arjuna is keeping feet on Krishna's shoulders and Krishna is becoming a Sarathi for Arjuna? Can anything be so more sweet relationship than this? Krishna is trying to serve Arjuna and Arjuna is trying to serve Krishna. There is an eternal competition between both of them. So the relationship between Krishna and the devotees are even hankered to be seen by Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So in this way the children come back. So that is what is given. Gudakesha. Another meaning of Gudakesha is Gudaka plus Isha. Gudaka means sleep, ignorance. Isha means controller. So Arjuna has conquered his ignorance. Why he has conquered the ignorance? Because Krishna is standing with him. It is said, Krishna is Surya Saman. Krishna is Surya Saman. Maya is Andhakar. Jahan Krishna taha nahi, Maya adhikar. How long is the room in darkness? Will never be measured if you put light. Will you measure? Will you go on calculating how long it was dark? You're not bothered. It may be thousands and thousands of years, the room may be in darkness. As soon as you put the light, the room is bright. In the same way, a person may be in ignorance for many, many janmas. The moment he takes up Krishna consciousness, he is out of his ignorance. So Arjuna has conquered his ignorance. Intentionally this word is given. Arjuna has conquered his ignorance. Is Isha, is a controller. Now, why is he controller of his ignorance? Because who is standing with him? Rishikesha is standing. Rishika Isha, one who has conquered the senses of whom? Of the devotees. One who is a master, not conquered, master, is master of the senses of everyone. Rishikesha is the master of senses of everyone, especially his devotees. Why? Devotees have given his senses to Krishna. So Krishna knows to control the senses of the devotees. Krishna knows how to control. And here Arjuna has conquered his tamas or ignorance. Now, in spite of all these things, Arjuna is going to speak something in ignorance. That's all plan of Krishna. What is ignorance? Going away from the instructions of Krishna. What is the meaning of ignorance? Going away from the instructions of Krishna. Ignorance means aham mama. Ignorance means aham mama. Agyanta. Me mera. So now further whatever verses which is going to come where Arjuna is going to place some reasons before Krishna, they are all in ignorance only. Wherever Krishna's instructions are not followed, they are all ignorant. Krishna says, always chant my holy name, but we say, no, we don't have time. That means what? We are in ignorance. Simple. Now here, Eva Mukto Rishikesho Gudakeshana Bharata Senayoru Bhayoru Madhye Sapitwa Uttama. Krishna took the chariot. And how is this chariot? Ratha Uttama. What is the meaning of Uttama? Which is, best. Now, okay, let me see. This best word comes in this material world. Like, this is the best book. Now, can you say Bhagavad Gita is the best book? That means you're comparing with an ordinary book. That is why Bhagavad Gita is completely transcendental. This Ratha is also transcendental. Like somebody is very beautiful. Will you say, she's the best beautiful lady, or she's the most beautiful lady among all the buffaloes? How is the comparison? Where is buffalo and where is this beautiful lady? So where is Bhagavad Gita and where are the ordinary books? In the same way, this Ratha is not an ordinary Ratha. In this Ratha, who is placed? Rishikesha is placed. Who is also controlling the senses of Agni Devata. Who has given this chariot? Agni Devata. Krishna is controlling the senses of everyone. Krishna is controlling the senses of even the demigods. So Rishikesha is sitting. That is why this chariot is the most transcendental. Just imagine. Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart. Is not this body a Ratha? Rishika Isha. Rishika means senses. Isha means master. Now Krishna is seated in this body also. Is not this body Ratha? But we don't realize that. Why? Because our consciousness is only in money making. All the time, money making. All the time, money making. All the time, earning. All the time, sustaining. All the time, thinking about our future. But we have forgotten one thing. Krishna is seated in everyone's heart. It's Krishna actually who is doing everything. Krishna is giving the intelligence also. Krishna is giving forgetfulness also. When Krishna gives forgetfulness, somebody doesn't want to remember. Krishna is actually fulfilling all our desires. If our desire is to progress in devotional service, Krishna makes the way. If our desire is to run away from the devotional service, Krishna also makes that way. So Krishna is Rishikesha, knowing everything. If you have the great inclination to progress in devotional service, Krishna will give such paradigm. Today we are all studying Bhagavad Gita. That is also Krishna's arrangement, isn't it? Krishna has given that intelligence to study Bhagavad Gita. Who has given the intelligence to say, I wanted to study, but I doesn't come. It's not so easy. Even to get that intelligence, even to get that inquisitiveness, I want to study Bhagavad Gita, that also is given by Krishna. Slowly, when we just take up the rules and regulations which has been given by our acharyas and sadhana bhakti properly, then we can understand that Krishna is actually the controller of our senses. Then, Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshita Uvacha Partha Pashyeta Samavetan kuruniti. Now, in the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold Partha. All the Kurus assembled there. Now, in between the two armies, Krishna has taken the Ratha. From there, Krishna is pointing out to everyone, let's see who are all there. Bhishma, Drona, everybody is standing. Krishna is pointing out to everyone. When Krishna is pointing out to everyone at the time, what Krishna has done, Krishna has already taken their pranavayus. Krishna has already killed them. So killing by Krishna is also wonderful. As much as mother beats the child, even beating by mother is also wonderful. If child is beaten by mother, that is also a wonderful thing. Why mother beats the child? So that mother can improve the child. So mother's kissing, mother's beating, both are compassion of mother. In the same way, Krishna's killing, Krishna's embarrassing is also it's a fortune. To get even killed by Krishna is also fortune. So now Krishna shows that everybody is standing at that time. How Krishna is Bhakta Vatsalata for Kauravas. So Krishna has shown his mercy by taking their prana vayus. Only Arjuna became a nimitta matra. Tatra pasya sitan partha, tatra pasya sitan partha, pitrun natha pitamahan, pitamahacharyan matulan ratrun, putran sapinstata, shashuran surhadaschaiva, senayorubayorapi. Krishna is saying, just see Arjuna, your fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, fathers-in-law, well-wishers, all are standing. Bhishma is there, Somadatta is there, they are all grandfathers. Contemporary, Bhurishwa, he was his father's contemporary. The teachers are there, Dronacharya is there, Kripacharya is there, Shalya, Shakuni is there, uncles. Duryodhana, brothers are there. Lakshmana is there. Krishna is now instigating. Yes, see, wanted to see, na? See, your brothers are there. You wanted to fight with you? See, your grandfather is ready to fight. See, your teacher is ready to fight with you. Because the question was, I want to see who are all ready to fight. Instead of saying, I'm afraid of fighting with all of them, I don't want to fight. Initially, you should have told, I don't want to fight. I don't want to kill them. He did not say that. I want to see who are all ready to fight. Krishna is intentionally saying, see, your brothers are there. Friends are also there. Fathers-in-law is there. Well-wishers are there. What Duryodhana used to do is, many people from different places used to come. Even friends of Arjuna used to come. But after sunset, they will not fight. After sunset, all wonderful provisions will be given. So he used to make such a nice arrangement. Duryodhana used to talk to even Arjuna's friends very nicely and take them to his side. So in this way, once it so happened, even Madari's brother had come. Who is Madari? Pandava had two wives, no? Kutti and Madari. Madari's brother had come. At that time, Duryodhana was very nicely friendly with them, provided all the facilities. And they said, what we can repay you, be on my side. So in this way, he very diplomatically took many of them, whom Arjuna thought they are going to come for me. By the time he used to hijack them. So like this, when Arjuna saw like this terrible position that my all friends and uncles and all are hijacked by Duryodhana. So in this way, Krishna is showing, just see Lakshmana is there, Ashwathama is there, Kritavarma is there. Tan samikshasa kaunteya, sarvan bandhu navastitan, kripaya paraya vishto, vishidantan idam bravi. So after seeing all what happened, Arjuna was overwhelmed with compassion. Vishidan means he started lamenting. This chapter is known as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Vishada means crying of Arjuna, lamentation of Arjuna. His lamentation word has come here, Vishidan idam bravi. So he is now completely lamenting, he's crying. His heart is completely filled with compassion by seeing his own friends and relatives. And now Arjuna is going to speak certain things. So 28, 29, 30 depression symptoms of Arjuna, which we'll do in the next class. Any doubts you can ask. Crying, lamentation, crying, terribly crying. Oh, I don't want to fight.